Hey everybody! Before we start today's episode and review, I would like to remind you that me and Ryan have started a separate channel called Looping Reel Gaming, where we also do multiplayer map reviews of the old school Battlefront 2. You can find a link to this channel in the description down below, and we already have several map reviews on there, including Mos Eisley Spaceport, Starlake Interior, Coruscant, a lot of cool and epic stuff. Please go take a look, and if you like what you see, subscribe and help a brother out. Now, let's start with the episode. Hey everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Battlefront 2 mod reviews. Today we have Dagobah Abandoned Venator. This is part of the Battlefront Ultimate Commander mod, which is now an open beta, and it is a massive total conversion mod. What it does, besides giving you new maps, there are 2 new maps, or brand new maps, and then 3 polished ones from earlier versions. There are a whole bunch of new units, as you can see here, also new camera angle, new eras, including revamped Clone Wars, Civil Wars, and this is the Imperial Civil War. Think heroes like, for example, Starkiller and Kota. New effects, apparently also better AI, and also a whole bunch of new, a new bunch of game modes on certain vanilla maps. Though it is so much that I get a little bit overwhelmed, and I'm not entirely sure what some of the new stuff are on the old maps. If there's some really cool stuff out there, please let me know in the comments down below. This was recommended by one of you, so thank you so much for that. If any of you also have recommendations for maps or mods to review, please let me know.
We've lost control of the
God.
command post. Rebel, take him out.
Now,
Good shot.
the 2 new maps that you actually get is the Dagobah Abandoned Venator, and it is something else with an A, which is a really bright canyon-esque map. And to my surprise, the favorite out of those 2 is this one. And you might say, okay, why is that weird? Well, normally I absolutely despise Dagobah. I think it is such a boring environment. The vanilla map is not interesting. Usually modded maps are not very interesting. Let's see, you can actually see some really cool... Look at this dude, look at this Hulk Buster. Oh, freaking amazing. Now, it is in beta. Things will change, so as you can see, if I switch to first person, you can actually see that the model does not hold up. But again, it is in beta. I'm sure it will change. Really reminds me of Gears of War with how bulky this dude is. Anyway, let's go back to Dagobah. So yeah, I personally do not like Dagobah, but this, in a certain sense, really reminds me of the Kashyyyk level from Battlefront 2. And for, many things that Battlefront 2, the EA one, that was wrong, that Venator level on Kashyyyk is actually pretty cool. And usually what I dislike about Dagobah is that the environment is all the same, yet here you have a very clear focus point on the Venator, which is modeled very, very pretty. And also, if we go there, there's a lot of small little props and items in there to create cover, but also variety in the environment itself. Again, with your Starkiller, very, very cool. Again, the camera really helps. I mean, we've seen this before. We've seen this also in the Battlefront 3 Legacy mod. I think it works so much better for this.
Feel the power of the dark side.
Okay, that also needs tweaking. Again, it is in beta. The only thing is, though, that, of course, on this channel, I wanted to focus a little bit more on single-player-only stuff. I think this might be multiplayer compatible. I haven't tested it yet. If it is, you'll definitely also see it on the Looping Reel Gaming channel, which hopefully you guys have already checked that out. Link is in the description, and please support us there. You can also play with us. We always, before we do a map review, send out the maps that we're going to do, and last time a bunch of you also joined, and it was really, really cool. Okay, let's be someone else. This guy. Oh, look at that, though. we might actually be capturing their points. If that is the case, though, I will do...
We've captured a command post.
Yeah.
The enemy is losing reinforcements.
Oh, look at that. We got the visor. That's dope.
Surround Windu.
I hope they actually get it back.
A command post is under
Good.
hostile control.
So yeah, it is a very focused map, small. The other one is bigger. Don't worry, we'll get to the other map in a different review as well. But very focused, which is very, very nice. Also the fact that you are basically fighting in the water almost the whole time is actually very cool, because you have those grassy parts in usually the vanilla map. And it is actually an interesting notion to see how much the feeling of a map changes is if one uses a prop in it. You know, for example, I think personally that Jakku and Tatooine feel quite different, yet they're both desert planets. And the reason why Jakku feels different is because of that whole ship graveyard with all of the Star Destroyers and AT-ATs and everything in there. It is something that I think other map makers can also explore. And we've seen this, of course, already in things like Capital Strike maps, where you are attacking this giant Techno-Union ship or something. Now, also one of the reasons why I wanted to do this one first is that this map only supports Conquest currently, and you can only play this with the Imperial Civil War side. So the other map that we will do, we will actually be one of the other timelines. Personally, I think that this is a must download, a must check out. Again, with the notion that it is indeed a beta. It is a thing where you can see that there are some rough spots that do need you know, work done, but again, it's tweaking. Things like, for example, Darth Vader voice for Starkiller, etc., etc. The first person. It's the same where, of course, he looks very, his armor looks very damaged and dirty, but when you switch to first, it's the regular stuff. Though, one thing I noticed, and I forgot if this was in the regular Battlefield or Battlefront, I don't think so. If you look at the scope of the gun, you can actually see what there's, and I don't think that was in the regular vanilla Battlefront. I could be wrong though, but I don't think it is. Which is actually a really cool little detail. I remember the first game where I ever saw that was Far Cry 1. Sure. The other map does have a bit of vehicles. Maybe this map could have worked a bit better if it did have some vehicles, but again, it's very small. Like a speeder wouldn't really do you any good. But for example, giving the defenders some turrets or cannons, and maybe 1 or 2 walkers. 2 might be a little bit much, but a walker for the assault team might spice things up a little bit. Hell yeah. Again, as I want to mainly focus now on single player stuff, do send me suggestions that, like things like campaign or XL maps, because those are not multiplayer compatible. Well, actually that's not entirely true, because campaigns are sometimes also compatible in multiplayer, but they don't work fully as intended. Oh wait, they do some... No, wait, that's one of their weapons. Thought it was a turret for a moment. Oh my good god.
I have done as you commanded, Master.
Whoa. Was that his voice? Okay, that was a different voice. I think we've almost been... Let's go back to the Hulk.
A command
outpost for the Empire. Hostile reinforcements.
Oh god, okay, we're already done. Alright guys, that was it. Again, this is part of a larger mod, a total conversion mod with including multiple maps. You can find a link to this mod in the description down below. It's still in beta, but definitely worth checking out with all the new features. Anyway guys, I hope you liked it, and I will see you guys during the next review.